Right now, local police once again reminding people to lock their doors as we're seeing another spike in car thefts. And city leaders give us an update on their Shake the Lake shooting investigation as the victim is released from the hospital. Plus, a rock and mudslide is being blamed for a train derailment in Grant County. A closer look at the damage straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We hear this reminder a lot, especially with car thefts on the rise in the past couple years. Make sure to lock your doors. But law enforcement officials and civilians alike are hoping this time the message sticks. Madeline O'Neill is here with what one man caught on camera. Maddie?
Well, Middleton police are asking the community to do their parts in keeping cars secure as the number of thefts in the city has more than tripled in recent years. But it's not just Middleton, it's all of Dane County, and when and how car thefts are happening is changing too.
That's the thing I think that grabs your attention the most. 7:42 a.m. Monday morning, they're checking cars.
John Urban's security cameras were key in catching this in his Southwest Madison neighborhood. An unknown person running up to his neighbor's car and checking its doors.
It's not just that they're grabbing change off your front seat. They're also looking for keys, and they may take your car.
Police told him the stopped car had been stolen.
It's happened before.
One night a few weeks ago, Urban saw someone check his neighbor's car and his.
I would assume that this type of activity happens almost every week, pretty much everywhere.
It's across the board. Everyone's suffering from that same situation.
Like much of Dane County, Middleton is seeing its car thefts rise.
From 2017 to 2018, we literally tripled, more than tripled.
Police Captain Steve Britt says thanks to a growing group of culprits, mostly children under 18.
As young as 11 years old, they've gotten more brazen now in the last, I would say, 6 to 9 months.
Now Britt says thieves are checking unlocked cars, garages, and houses for items and keys.
It's not a nighttime thing anymore. This can happen in broad daylight.
He says while bold, the crimes aren't sophisticated.
Every single one of them that we've been able to track down have been people either leaving the keys in the car and the car unlocked or leaving the keys just inside the home.
The key to keeping yours safe.
That's really the key to all of it is just lock everything up.
I know I don't need to say this because you guys say it all the time on the air. Lock your car door.
As far as stopping the underage culprits, Captain Britt says that's a tough problem to tackle. But on top of arresting them, they're working on reaching out to families and area organizations to help. He says after turning 17, this type of activity usually slows down because once they're arrested, they can then be prosecuted as an adult.
New tonight, a barn has been destroyed in a fire this afternoon in the village of Belmont. The Lafayette County Sheriff's Office said authorities were dispatched around 4:30 to the fire on Bethel Grove Road. The barn burned to the ground, and our crew on the scene says people were seen digging through the rubble. No word if anyone was hurt. Police are still looking for the person who shot someone at Shake the Lake Saturday night, just minutes after the fireworks show ended. But police say the people involved aren't being cooperative, so police do not know the identity of the shooter. They did recover a gun and are hoping DNA evidence leads them to a suspect.
From a staffing standpoint, only moments after this occurred, we had tactical contingents in place that had never been used before, and we're glad that we were prepared and had them available for this because because of that presence, we were able to confine and curtail the crime scene as well as reroute people away from the scene and continue to facilitate the movement of traffic away from potentially harm's way.
The 20-year-old man who was shot was released from the hospital today. Now, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is calling for state lawmakers to create stricter gun laws. But gun rights advocates say that wouldn't necessarily have prevented this from happening.
And let me be clear, I would like to be able to do more. I would like to be able to control guns in our city more. But the state does not give us that option.
If the legislature said, okay, Madison, you can make your own laws, and Madison said no guns allowed within the city limits, there's still going to be shootings. They're still going to be happening from the same people that are doing them now.
When asked if the mayor had spoken with state lawmakers, she said there were several who know her position and she plans to have future conversations with them. For the second time in 1 month, more than 50 people were injured in gun violence in Chicago over one weekend. This weekend, 56 people were shot, 4 of them fatally. This growth in gun violence comes at the same time that Chicago police announced that shootings in the city have hit a 4-year low. A final farewell tonight for Milwaukee officer Koo Her. He was killed in a crash on June 18th when he got hit by a suspected drunk driver. 3 days of mourning, which is Hmong tradition, ended today with his public funeral service and procession. Milwaukee Police Chief Alfonso Morales said he played a big role in closing that gap between Hmong community members and officers. Officer Her was 27 years old. And in Racine today, the man accused of shooting and killing Officer John Hetland is being held on a $5 million bond. 26-year-old Delcavis Ward has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide, armed robbery, and possessing a firearm as a felon. Officer Hetland was off duty when he tried stopping an armed robbery at a bar 2 weeks ago. Officials say Ward had just gotten out of federal prison days before the murder. Getting a look at weather now. Hot and humid again today. Here's meteorologist Dana Fulton.
And that hot, humid weather is going to stay with us. Right now, we do have some showers stretching through central Wisconsin. And we may see a few isolated thunderstorms overnight, but most of that is really going to stay north of 94 for us. So right now, those showers lurking or just above Lone Rock, Camp Douglas, seeing rain right now, and we'll start to see rain enter into the Dells here in the next about 30 minutes or so. But I do have that lightning indicator turned on. As you can see, there are a few spots of lightning just outside of the Dells to the west. But overall, most of this coming through is rain for us right now. It's about 77 still in Madison, 81 in Janesville, and 79 in Platteville right now, 73 now Wisconsin Dells. Compared to this time yesterday, it is just a little bit warmer, about a 7-degree jump in Madison, and fairly close to our dew points right now. So some fog possible for us overnight. Otherwise, just mild and muggy. Tomorrow, another humid day with a chance for more showers and thunderstorms. We'll take a look at what's ahead for the week, including your 4th of July holiday, in just a few minutes.
A developer has backed out of a deal to redevelop a block of East Wilson Street downtown. This is the stretch where Eston House, Ruby Hotel, and Come Back Inn are located. Madison Alder Marcia Rummel confirmed to News 3 Now that she recently learned the deal had ended. She said the fact that the 500 block of East Wilson Street is part of a national registry for historic places could have been a factor in the decision to end the deal. An investigation is underway at a Green Bay trucking company after a semi-truck fire spread across the parking lot and totaled several vehicles yesterday. The fire started at Contract Transport Services around 7 o'clock last night and damaged 13 trucks. The fire department was able to track the source back to a single truck. They say it could have been much worse since the trucks were powered by natural gas, which vents when it is too hot or under pressure. A rock and mudslide in Grant County appeared to cause a train to derail today after Grant County received 8 inches of rain in some areas. The derailment happened about a quarter mile south of Glen Haven. Grant County emergency management officials say about 15 train cars were involved, but there was no threat to the public and there were no injuries. It is unclear when the mudslide occurred, but it is suggested it pushed rocks onto the track.
I do know that they did hit some rocks, and we could see some rocks and debris on the tracks right from the boat landing in Glen Haven. So it was pretty apparent that there was material on the tracks.
DNR officials are assessing the environmental impact, which appeared to be minimal. The train was carrying transport containers, not any chemicals. The debris from the train should be cleared up within 1 to 2 days. It's been a year since the Foxconn project broke ground in Mount Pleasant, but a lot has changed since June 28, 2018, when President Trump marked the beginning of a project. Scott Walker lost to Governor Tony Evers in the November election. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation CEO Mark Hogan announced he is stepping down at the end of the summer, and Terry Go resigned his Foxconn position to run for president of Taiwan. The original planned Gen 10 plant for large LCD screens changed to a Gen 6 facility for smaller screens due to what Foxconn calls market changes. Last month, concrete was poured at the main site, and the Mount Pleasant Village Board released renderings of the nearly 1 million square foot facility. President Trump tonight has signed a $4.6 billion emergency aid bill for the southwest border. The bill passed the Senate last Wednesday, and the following day it passed the House. The funds will be used for improving health conditions for migrant refugees detained at the southern border. Tyler Skaggs, a major league pitcher for the Los Angeles Angels, has died. He was found unresponsive this afternoon in his hotel room in Texas. Police are not releasing a cause of death, but say it is not suspicious. Skaggs was a first-round draft pick by the Angels in 2009. He was only 27 years old. Former Wisconsin Badgers and Green Bay Packers tight end Lance Kendricks has been sentenced to 6 months of probation for possessing marijuana. Kendricks pleaded no contest to the misdemeanor charge last week, and if he completes 8 hours of community service, the charges will be dropped. A state trooper stopped him on I-41 in Grand Chute in 2017 and found marijuana in his vehicle. Still ahead tonight at 10, your full forecast for the week ahead, and from 90 degrees to a freak hailstorm. We'll have the incredible video next.
Ashley.
Welcome back. Back in February, we told you about Henry the cat, who was nearly decapitated trying to seek warmth under the hood of a car. Well, Henry has made a near full recovery from his injuries and was adopted last week by his foster dad. Being able to give Henry a second chance at life inspired Ben Nelms to do more. Nelms is starting a fostering network and needs people to join to help curb the rate of euthanasia at the Sauk County Humane Society. He says Henry could have been euthanized, and his story will hopefully inspire others to help out and give other animals a second chance at life.
The network is small, but we're able to have 10 more Henrys a year and 30 more timid animals a year. It's better, right? It's better than it was before.
Information on how you can join this fostering network is on our website at channel3000.com. A styrofoam ban in New York City goes into effect today. The city first announced the ban in January, but gave companies 6 months to get rid of all styrofoam products. Styrofoam isn't biodegradable, so it just piles up in landfills and pollutes waterways. Other cities like San Diego and Miami Beach have already banned styrofoam, but New York City is the largest city to make that change. On the West Coast, California's nation-leading gas prices are going up yet again. A new gas tax increase goes into effect today, raising prices 5.6 cents, now bringing the total gas tax to 47.3 cents per gallon. It is the latest increase from a 2017 law designed to raise money for road and mass transit programs. And just to our south, a similar situation in Illinois. The gas tax there doubled overnight from 19 cents per gallon to 38 cents per gallon. That hike pushes Illinois from the 10th most expensive state in the country for gas to the 3rd. The world's 4th wealthiest person is giving away billions of dollars to charity. Warren Buffett is donating shares of his Berkshire Hathaway conglomerate worth $3.6 billion to 5 charities. He gave them $3.4 billion in stock to them last year as well. Buffett's net worth reportedly stands at more than $87 billion. And check this out. A freak hailstorm caught a lot of people off guard in Guadalajara, Mexico. The city woke up yesterday morning to more than 3 feet of ice after the storm swept through the region. In the past month, most days have hit 90 degrees, which makes the storm even more strange. Nearly 500 homes were affected. Dana Fulton joins us now, and that is something that they are typically not ever prepared for.
Oh, very wild video, and most people aren't prepared for that. It's actually pretty rare to even see that in the States. Colorado is about the only place where you're going to see feet of hail falling like that. So thankfully, we don't have to worry about that.
Thankfully, we're just dealing with the heat and humidity,
yes.
Which it's summer, it's appropriate.
It's fine. It's July now officially, so the heat and the humidity and the storm chances all right on cue for us. Right now, we're looking at showers again everywhere northwest of Dane County. Camp Douglas seeing the heaviest rainfall currently. We don't have any lightning right now, so no thunderstorms for us. In the last 12 hours, most of our rain has stayed in central Wisconsin. But if we go back and look at the last 24 hours, of course, those storms coming through early this morning, bringing quite a bit of rain into Grant County and parts of Iowa County, also picking up almost 3 inches. Some areas just north of Platteville, about 3 1/4 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. So significant rain coming through this morning. Those showers kind of trailing after each other, but it does again seem really favored along the western edge of the state and the western edge of Dane County, barely picking up 1/10 of an inch in the last 24 hours. Right now, though, we're just looking at those shower chances sliding through for us overnight, really right along this front boundary, draped through the state. The stationary front is really going to hover north and south a little bit for the next few days, but stay pretty close to where it's at right now, and that's going to lead to pretty humid conditions for us and warm temperatures as we get through the 4th of July holiday and by the end of the week. It's also giving us a chance for showers and thunderstorms almost every single day. Looking ahead to the overnight hours, that marginal risk for severe weather right now really wrapping up for us. We were watching those storms earlier today. Not expecting anything to pop up really overnight. For tomorrow, we do have a marginal risk in southern Wisconsin. The concern in the afternoon and evening is the chance to see some storms bringing up very heavy rainfall. Stronger wind gusts also possible with those thunderstorms. And then on Wednesday, thankfully, not looking at any possibility for severe weather right now. Overnight, again, most of the showers will stay north of Dane County, but not ruling out the chance to hear a few rumbles of thunder, even though right now we are just talking about rainfall. Heading into your Tuesday evening, we do have the chance for some more showers and thunderstorms to slide through for us. And by Wednesday, a little more cloud coverage expected, so that should keep our temperatures a little lower in the lower 80s for afternoon highs. It's also going to give us a few shower chances in the afternoon, but we are looking again at that severe potential for Wednesday, leaning more towards just showers and maybe a few isolated thunderstorms for Wednesday afternoon and evening. Overnight low temperatures will hover close to 70 for us with a mostly cloudy sky, mild and very muggy outside. Our temps are going to drop close to our dew point, so some fog certainly possible overnight. And then by tomorrow afternoon, We're back in the mid-80s. Another very warm day and a very muggy day outside. Those shower and storm chances will bubble up later on in the day. Our breeze coming from the southwest. It'll stay pretty calm, about 5 to 10 miles per hour, except of course when the thunderstorms do pop up, then we could see some stronger wind gusts. Temperatures through the rest of the week will stay in the mid to low 80s for afternoon highs, but by the weekend we are going to see just a little bit of a relief. We're expecting those temps to back off a little more for Saturday and Sunday. We have quite a bit of humidity and warm weather to get through first before we can focus on the weekend, though. Shower chances every afternoon and evening. That does include the 4th of July, unfortunately. The good news, what we're trying to watch, of course, for Thursday, if we can get those storm chances through just a little earlier in the day, then that leads to some cooling and, of course, drier conditions later in the day. So that's the plan for Thursday, if we can make that happen. But we'll be watching the radar very closely that afternoon, of course.
All right, Dana, thank you. It is a happy homecoming to Wisconsin for Wesley Matthews. We'll have that story coming up in sports.
Away.
Wesley Matthews is coming back to Wisconsin to play for the Milwaukee Bucks. Matthews gets a one-year veterans minimum salary deal with the Bucks, his 6th NBA team going into his 11th NBA season. Matthews wasn't drafted out of Marquette in 2009. He hit the jackpot as he just finished a 4-year, $70 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks. Again, Wesley Matthews agrees to a deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. So the Bucks are pretty much in place for next year now, but what will they do next summer? That's when Giannis Antetokounmpo is eligible to get the largest contract in NBA history. Because he was named All-NBA for the second straight year, he can get a 5-year extension next year worth $247 million. How much is $247 million? Well, here's what he'd make in a new Supermax deal. He's under contract this season and next for $25 and $27 million. But in 2021, the big dollars would kick in. And the 5th and final year of the deal, Giannis would make $56.3 million. We'll see if the Bucks can afford that. Former Badger Frank Kaminsky has a new team. He gets a 2-year, $10 million free agent deal from the Phoenix Suns today. Kaminsky was the 9th overall draft pick in 2015. He spent the last 4 seasons with the Charlotte Hornets. Former Badger Joe Pavelski changing teams in the NHL. He's leaving the San Jose Sharks after 13 seasons. Pavelski headed to the Dallas Stars for a 3-year, $21 million deal. Pavelski scored 355 goals in his San Jose career, played for the United States in the 2010 and 2014 Olympics. The Brewers begin a road trip in Cincinnati tonight. Now, you'd expect that a few homers would come at Great American Ballpark. There are again tonight. For the Brewers, Keston Hiura gives them the lead in the 5th. Lorenzo Cain also homers. Brewers have to rally to win, and Christian Yelich is right in the middle of it. Yep, 9th inning. Yelich hits his 30th home run of the season on July 1st. Final score, Brewers 8, Reds 6. In Pittsburgh, the Pirates beat the Cubs 18-5. Tonight in Mequon, the Mallards drop a 7-6 decision to the Lakeshore Chinooks. The Mallards and Chinooks play an afternoon game tomorrow at Capco Park. Wimbledon opens with a shocking upset. 39-year-old Venus Williams loses to 15-year-old Coco Gauff in straight sets 6-4, 6-4. Gauff is the youngest player to win a match at Wimbledon since Jennifer Capriati in 1991. The second seed Naomi Osaka also an upset victim today. Today was the longest day of golf at Pleasant View and 3 other courses around the area. At Pleasant View, Ross Johnson, Jack Smith, Henry Taylor, and Brett Whipfley played from before 5 a.m. to sunset to raise money for the cancer research at the UW's Carbone Cancer Center. There are some pretty good reasons for these guys to play golf all day long.
I recently learned that my grandma was diagnosed with breast cancer, so it just gave me more of a kind of reason to keep going, and just when I get a little tired, I kind of think about her and just keep pushing on to try and get as many holes as we possibly can.
Last year, this foursome played 237 holes at Pleasant View. Today, they completed 260 holes, all to help raise money for cancer research at the UW's Carbone Cancer Center. Well done. Get some rest, boys. Now we'll be right back.
Finally tonight, a blast from the past. Get ready to feel old here. 40 years ago, Sony released its first portable cassette player. The Walkman hit the market on July 1st, 1979 for $150 US. It became a blockbuster hit, selling 50,000 devices in 2 months, revolutionizing the way we listen to music. Oh, there you are, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish. 40 years ago, I was getting into television.
You know, I have 2
Do you? Still?
Walkmans.
Still?
I mean, they're not those, but it's different versions.
They work?
They still work.
Would you play Queen and stuff, or what?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Okay.
I should dig them up and bring them in and see what's in
Yeah,
them.
that'd be good.
Yeah. Okay, quick final
Great.
check.
Yes, so we're looking at a hot and humid stretch for the next few days. Chance for showers and thunderstorms almost every afternoon and evening, so we'll be radar watching for us through the rest of the week.
All right, thank you for joining us. Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.